what's going on, everybody? I'm Honda Pro Jason, and this is my friend Brent. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. I am here in mid-Michigan to see Brent's collection of 8 very, very cool Hondas. 3 of which you can see behind us, but they're kind of tough to see in the garage, so why don't we take them outside?
Sounds like a plan.
Let's do it. Now that we have all 8 cars in your driveway, and we've aligned them from oldest to newest, which I think is gonna be a lot of fun to go through, let's start with the 86 Accord.
Okay.
So how long have you had this?
This car I've had for about 2.5 years. Actually got it out of Florida off the second owner of the vehicle. Originally belonged to an older lady who used it just when she would go down to Florida on vacation there.
Okay.
As a snowbird kind of thing. The car has just over 12,000 original miles on it.
Look at the mileage on this. My parents had an 87. That was their very first Honda. It smells the same as my parents' car. That is unbelievable. Wow. Everything is like brand new inside here. Simply insane. Did you do anything to this car at all?
No, all I did was remove the original LX hubcaps and wheels. I preferred the SEI wheels that came on the later Accords of this generation. So I bought a set of those, which are 14-inch.
No, it looks awesome. And something I didn't know, I just learned today, is I didn't know that the LXIs and the hatchback did not have a sunroof.
Correct.
The sedans did.
The sedans all came with a power sunroof.
Continue on the tour here. And we're going right up to the car that everyone's been talking about, the 88 CRX. Online, people have just been going crazy over this car. So how long have you owned this?
I've owned this car for about 3 years.
Wow.
This one actually I purchased off, again, the second owner owned it for a very short period of time. They bought it from the original owners out in Dublin, California. Car has 62,000 original miles on it. Everything works. It's all original paint.
It is in such good shape. I mean, it really is. Wow. It's even got the Honda equalizer inside as the option. Very nice. Man. Beautiful. And still, I mean, considering the year, still low mileage at 62,000. Absolutely. Wow. Very, very nice. Yeah, now I know why people talk about these.
Yeah.
They're just so different, so fun, and rare. You know, you don't.
Fun, analog, lightweight.
Yeah.
Really fun car to drive around.
Very cool. Can we pop the hood in this one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just super clean. Now, have you ever thought about modifying any of the cars, or you prefer to keep them all and kind of their stock?
I like them just as they left the factory.
Nice.
To me,
I like
that's how Honda intended for them to be, and that's really how I prefer them. It's how I remember them, you know, back when I was 10, 12 years old.
And we talked about it a little bit. A lot of these bring back some really nice memories for both of us.
Absolutely.
It's awesome. Moving on. This is really, really nice. So tell me about this one. This is something you've always wanted as a kid, you said, right?
Yeah, this was one that, this was kind of the very flashy, fancy version of the Honda Accord way back in the day. The 1990 was the last year of the coupe that they made for the Acura Legend. The Legend being the first, obviously, upscale model that Japan brought to the United States.
Yeah.
This car has just under 90,000 original miles on it. It has been refinished. Paint and a little bit of refreshing on the inside. But otherwise, I try to keep them as original as possible.
Now this again looks absolutely beautiful. They
It's
took off
great.
the door frame around the window.
Yep.
It makes all the difference in the world. It just makes it look so much classier, I think. Some of my favorite Hondas you have here in your collection, like the same ones that that bring back memories for both of us, seem to be very, very similar. Very, very cool. Let's pop the hood on this one too.
Sure.
I know you guys say this in a lot of my videos. You're always like, why don't you pop the hoods in all the cars?
They're all a little different.
What a difference compared to now and then, right?
Absolutely.
Now they seem to cover everything up to make it look as pretty as possible. And here they have, I mean, God, just these vacuum lines alone are insane.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Everything's exposed.
Yeah,
way back in the day.
Everything's exposed.
That's nice and fun to share with others that enjoy these cars as much as I do, for sure.
Exactly. And now the 90 Accord EX. Again, very similar to my parents. We had 93 SE.
Same generation.
Yep.
Yep. This one obviously is a 1990. It started off as a one owner for about 28 years down in Arizona, so no rust issues.
Wow.
It's actually preserved really well by both the owner and by the climate, of course. Was sold on Bring a Trailer about 2 years ago and actually popped up in Texas a few weeks ago. So this is just a recent addition to my collection.
You just got it.
Yep.
And the inside of some of these older Accords are just outstanding. I mean, you can see here, like we spoke about, Honda and Acura now, when they do piping, which is this line right here, they make a big deal out of it nowadays. They're like, oh, the car has piping, it's a different color, when this used to just be standard back in the day. I mean, the two different materials here in the seat, super, super plush and very comfortable. Oh, this is nice. Man, so different. And the ever not famous automatic seat belts.
Absolutely.
So these, step back just a second, when you shut the door and turn the car on, these would come back to strap you in. The problem that everyone had with these is they'd never do the lap belt because you have to do that separately. In an accident, there's a chance that this could come up on you. So without doing the lap belt, these could be kind of dangerous. So they eventually stopped doing them. As we go on through the years, we'll be able to see the engines get cleaner and cleaner under the hoods. Because there's a definite difference between this and the Acura, I think, as far as hoses and wires and stuff.
Absolutely. This was kind of the first year of the newer model, the Accord, so you could see the difference with the last year of the Legend Coupe.
Yeah.
Just in how clean the engine bay was, just in that short period of time.
And now the first of your two Preludes.
Yeah, this was actually the first Honda that I purchased when I started collecting these. This car originally came out of Colorado. It was in pretty rough condition back when I first purchased it. And I thought it would just be kind of a fun car. I always loved the style of the third gen Prelude, and I thought, if nothing else, I'll just kind of play with it a little bit and use it here and there around town. And after about 6 months of owning it, I thought this car really deserved kind of to be what it once was. So after a while, it took about a year to get all the body work fixed up, repainted.
And first one I've seen with the OK sticker.
Yeah.
People ask about these all the time. These are actually put on at port. They put these on at port to make sure that they check the cars out and they're okay for the dealerships to sell them. Otherwise, this is kind of like the OK, everything's been checked out sticker, which now has become very infamous.
Yeah, I still remember my mom had an 84 Accord hatchback, and that sticker always kind of fascinated me when I was a little guy.
ALB and without ALB?
Yes. The
Interesting.
SI came without it. This was a specific standalone package. You could get this package or the four-wheel steer.
Oh, that's true.
Which, of course, everybody desires.
Yeah. Yeah, at the time, there weren't a lot of people that really wanted analog brakes.
Yep.
For whatever reason, and now you can't get a car. You wouldn't even think about getting a car without it.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is much more cockpit-like. Mm-hmm. Everything kind of wraps around you. You can definitely tell the difference in the Prelude compared to the Legend and the Accords, for sure.
This was very much at the time the baby NSX is what a lot of people compared it to. And you can tell just looking at the dash toggle.
Yep, even the steering wheel.
Yep. How everything sort of slopes down in that
style.
I
haven't seen this before. Manual memory seats?
Yep. So when you flip the seat forward to get somebody in or out,
it would go back. Got it. Yeah, they had that same feature. They never called it memory. So I guess this is kind of when it started.
Yep.
But it makes sense. You don't have to readjust your seat every time someone gets in the back.
Exactly.
Not that anyone's getting in the back of the seat anyway.
Right. Unless you're 4 or 5 years old. Yeah.
Right. I started selling cars in 1996, so I remember selling these Preludes. Everyone that drove them thought they were amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, they were priced as much, if not more, than a full-size Accord, but they were outstanding. So how long have you owned this one?
This one actually replaced an older one that I had. This one I've only had for about a year or so. I bought it off an older gentleman who was local here in Okemos.
Okay.
Found out that I collected these. He didn't want the car anymore because of back issues. Really wanted me to purchase it from him. So I actually am selling my old one and have inherited this one now.
And looking at this is a base.
This is a base model.
Okay.
When I originally bought the car, it had some aftermarket wheels, which I didn't really care for, so I actually sourced some Type SH wheels and refinished them,
Okay.
and I think it really sets the look.
Yeah, no, it does for sure. I love how they all came with sunroofs too.
Yeah,
Which is, Preludes were always, and we talked about that a little bit, Preludes were always the vehicle that kind of started out whatever the new technology was. And it like brakes, the sunroof. Prelude was the first car to ever have a standard sunroof in the Honda lineup. So they have a lot of engineering and technologies that,
absolutely.
you know, the SH had ATTS, which is automatic torque transfer, which is now commonly found in, you know, the NSX and all the SUVs and everything as a torque management. So it was an incredible car, and I'm sad it's gone. God, that interior. Man. So cool. And just over 100,000 miles. Barely breaking in. And I mean, you can just see how much cleaner this is with the wires and the hoses and everything a little bit more tucked.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what a great power plant too.
Yeah, 2.2 liter. This was sort of the big block 4-cylinder that Honda had in the late 90s.
The Civics are real popular, and the CRX obviously is popular, but the Preludes, so it's really nice to see one, especially in this kind of condition.
Yeah, they've kind of lagged behind, it seems like, in the collector car market, but
Yeah.
I think in the next 2-3 years, they're really going to be up and coming. They'll catch up.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. And then the Extreme, we left the last two, which are actually the newest ones, are probably the two most popular in like the go fast scene. And we had the Civic Si, the EM1, you know, the car that everyone was always after. So how long have you owned this one?
I've had this one about 3 years.
Okay.
Like you said, back in that year, this is a 2000, but I remember in 99, I bought a 4-door Civic. Really wanted this.
Right.
I got the 4-door LX instead.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this was a dream come true about 3 years ago when I found this one out of New York. All original, 73,000 miles.
God, looks awesome.
Great condition car.
Yeah. Yeah, these were very, again, I was selling cars at the time, and these were very, very popular. And everyone wanted them. We all couldn't get them, but we all wanted them. And this interior is just so clean. All your cars are so immaculately well kept.
Thank you.
I'm really impressed. See, not nearly as comfortable as the Prelude seats.
No.
Like nowhere. These are always been much harder. But this is a souped up Civic.
You sort of sit up in this car
A little
as
bit.
opposed to sitting down in the Prelude of
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah. Which made the Prelude a lot more like the NSX, like you said.
Good. Yep.
The extremely popular B16. B16 for tuners was used in everything forever. Before, you know, before the newer K series came out, everyone wanted this or the B18, which
Yep.
we'll see in a moment.
Every Civic hatch, every CRX.
Yep.
Oh,
And last but certainly not least is your Integra Type R clone.
clone.
It is a clone.
It
It is a GSR, but the previous owner went through great lengths to make this as close to a Type R as possible.
He did.
I mean, the badging, the engine, the front lips, the wheels, the interior, right?
Exhaust, springs, everything.
So all the suspension's Type R.
That's correct.
Engine's the correct engine for the Type R. Interior's all correct, you said, except for like two little pieces of carbon
Yep.
and a badge.
Yep.
Otherwise, this is, in fact, he went as far as, come here, the GSR had a sunroof. He went as far as changing the roof to a Type R roof to make sure it's as legit as the Type R as you could get. I've seen plenty of clones.
Sure.
I've never seen one go this far before. So this is impressive in itself. I mean, you just check out the inside. Just really well done. That's awesome. I didn't get to sit in this before. Yeah. And you've tracked this before and had fun?
Had a blast.
Yeah, I'll
Had
bet.
a blast with it. And that's really what I bought the car for, was to use and drive. I felt
Okay.
if I bought a real Type R, I'd be, nervous to put miles on it to
Yeah.
harm the value. And I bought this one just for fun, and it's been a blast.
That makes sense. Makes perfect sense because the Type R was built for the track, but most people don't want to bring them on the track because of that. So you have the best of both worlds here. Very nice. And of course, we have FC under the hood. Yeah, all the way down to the wrinkle paint on the valve cover.
So this is a JDM 1998 B18C motor out of Japan with the limited slip differential. So what the Type R would have come with maybe has 3 to 4 more horsepower out of Japan, but is all Type R.
Awesome. Wow. And he really, it's impressive the lengths he went. And how long have you had this?
This I've had about 2 years.
So I have to ask,
Sure.
is there another car that you're thinking about getting, and would it replace one of these, or would it just be something you just kind of have your eye out for?
Kind of my bucket list is the 95 NSXT.
Okay.
That's really what I would
Okay.
like to get next. I can't say it would replace any of these, to be honest with you.
You'd find room for it
I
somewhere.
would find some room somewhere for it. but-
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your collection with us. It was
Absolutely.
amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed the collection, of course. And as always, guys, this time from Michigan, I'm the Honda Pro. And now you're in the know.